Hi, I'm Rachel, and this is my monthly Author's Answer video. The Author's Answer series was started by AuthorTuber J.D. Archer and his writing group, where they posed a bunch of reading and writing related questions to each other that they answered. J.D. put a bunch of them in a playlist that I'll link down below, along with my own AuthorTube playlist. I have been answering these questions sequentially for the last couple of years, and I am up to question number 38, which is definitively in the reading camp, and it's to talk about your summer reading plans. I recently started doing some page 112 tags as a way of introducing some spontaneity into my reading. I have some books and book titles in a cup, and I pick out 3 and I read page 112 and then choose from there which one will enter my TBR. But for the most part, I plan a lot of my reading way in advance. So I thought I would just skim the surface and do a couple of highlights here about my summer reading. I'll start with July randomly because it is my birthday month, and the last couple of years I've been dedicating some of that time to reading short stories because I'm a short story writer. So I'll also link my short stories playlist down below as well. I've been reading 7 stories a year in this chunkster. The Best American Short Stories of the Century is chosen by John Updike. I believe I'm in mid-century right now, in about the 40s. So I read the 7 stories and talk about them in a video, and choose a favorite, just 'cause. I also film another Try a Story video. The Try a Story tag was started a few years ago by booktuber Jen Campbell as a way of choosing several collections and reading one story and deciding which one to continue with. And for me, these past couple of years, it's at least been a way for me to slowly make it through these upcoming collections, including Oi Caramba, an anthology of Jewish stories from Latin America, edited by Ilan Stavins. My First Love Affair and Other Stories by Yiddish writer Sholem Aleichem. And these 2 anthologies of American and female American short stories from our history. I've been sequentially, again, reading through Toni Morrison's backlist starting in January. I'm reading it along with the Toni Morrison 2020 Voxer group, although I think I'm skipping ahead of them a bit, just because I have so much to read that I want to keep these books on my schedule and not fall behind on them. So in June, July, and August, I'm planning to get to Jazz, Paradise, and Love. I just read Beloved this month, which I feel like is her most well-known work. Continuing on into the summer, I know a fair bit less about these off the top of my head, but I am very excited. I've read 5 of her books so far and very much enjoyed the experience. I also like to tackle the top of my GoodReads TBR, taking off at least 1 book a month, because those ones have been on there for a few years now. So in June, I'm planning to read My Father is an Angry Storm Cloud. These are stories written by Melissa Reddish, who I went to college with back in the day. Then in July, I have Crossing to Safety by Wallace Stegner. This is a novel that my mother loaned to me more years ago than I should admit, and so I better read it and get it back to her. And that's one of the things that the GoodReads TBR is good at doing, guilting me. And speaking of pairing my GoodReads TBR with larger concerns, in August there's a readathon I've taken part in these past couple of months, the Women in Translation readathon, where I pick a book that's been translated and written by a woman in another language, and I read and review it on this channel. And this year that coincides with a certain book making it near the top of my GoodReads TBR. It's Been Here 1,000 Years by Mariarlina Venezia and translated by Marina Hars. And I will read from GoodReads about it. In a tiny ancient Italian hill town where the land gives little and money and food are scarce, Don Francesco Falcone is a man to be reckoned with, rich, powerful, restless, intransigent. When he meets another force of nature, Concetta, I'm hoping I'm saying the Italian right, a penniless but indestructible farm worker, The stage is set for the creation of an exceptional family, generations of strong, complicated boys, and especially girls. The battles among them are many, as they live through historical upheaval and private passions. Their stories are told by Gioia, the last of the line, a woman of our times who fights tirelessly against convention. She is the product of a family of memorable women who know how to survive and also how to make something fantastical and rich out of their lives. With their hands, they create delicate and complex embroideries, while their minds embroider endless, elaborate stories. In this sweeping, unforgettable novel, Mariolina Venezia portrays 5 generations of the Falcone family. Through their complicated, funny, tragic, and astonishing stories, Venezia also recounts a century and a half of Italy's tumultuous history. Been Here 1,000 Years is a testament to the Falcone family and also to the vibrant, irrational, irresistible country that produced it. So yeah, it's a little bit purple here, but I'm definitely intrigued. I love family drama. I'm especially interested in how it might coincide with broader issues such as the history of a nation, perhaps. Italy's certainly been through some tumultuous times in the 20th century. So yeah, I'll link to more information about the Women in Translation readathon and also all of these books down below. So that about covers it for me now. Well, to at least end on some writing news, I'm continuing to take advantage of some of the online webinars that have been provided, especially as writing groups and book festivals go online. So I've been very grateful that there's so much available to us. And I'm continuing to write. I've been writing some short stories recently, perhaps somewhat unaccounted for in my goals, but I guess I've been going where the muse takes me, as it were. I think the coronavirus and all the effects of living in this time have influenced all of us, writers and otherwise, in various ways. I've also at this time been paying more attention to upcoming contests and journal deadlines and that sort of thing. So that's both exciting and nerve-wracking, and I'm glad I'm taking this time at home to try to be a bit productive with this whole idea of having a writing career of sorts. I'll get to it in a little more detail and perhaps be a little more critical of myself and the specifics when it comes to my next quarterly writing wrap-up. That video should be coming out in about a month at the end of June. In the meantime, I hope you've started to find some footing or continued some footing during these crazy times and feel good about whatever your output might be. As always, keep writing, everyone. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.